The Bayback 9 is a demonstration program whereby we're taking our products into the real world on a large scale instead of the small scale trials that we do as a company. So we're looking at multiple holes on a golf course, how our products fit into these programs.
So Jake, what are you trying to achieve here?
The construction is being implemented as a direct result of the course being shut for long periods of time. We have periods where golf carts can't go out, members can't access the golf course, so we're really trying to target that and implement the Ross Watson design. So we've done some existing holes, and the club's aim is to have a Ross Watson golf course in the future. So currently we're on Kikuyu as well, and trying to drought-proof that golf course, or trying to drought-proof the golf course. We're going to put the Couchgrass down going forwards. These fairways will also be recontoured, swale drains, subsurface drainage will go in just to help improve these areas and access to the golf course.
So what's your objective here for the club?
I think the objective for the club is to increase membership. I think that every business is trying to go. It's very competitive, the golf market down here in Elanora. Looking to increase membership by 100 members probably over the next couple of years is a reasonable target for us. Okay. And improve playing services. So the whole philosophy is to improve the whole standard of the golf course, to turn some of these old power bent greens into pure bent greens, to have irrigated fairways, couch fairways, and improve the playing services. And with that, we hope that we can increase membership. Okay. So challenges at the moment for us with our current setup, we have an old irrigation system. We'll be looking to modify that and move towards a poly system and a high pressure system. We do have a lot of issues with some of the existing infrastructure being over 80 years old in the ground, so this is going to give us the opportunity to improve that. One of the issues we're definitely going to face here at Wollongong is being right next to the oceans. We get a lot of wind, especially the period that we're looking at doing the construction, the northerlies in the summer and the southerlies in the winter, and when we're seeding greens, and getting that the establishment early on is obviously going to be a challenge for us. So what we'll just take a look at, Brett, is some of these issues that we face when we flood here at Wollongong. And the whole reason why we are doing this construction, especially on the 1st and the 18th. So the waterway that comes through the golf course takes all the rainwater from the CBD. When we get that high amount of rainfall, these flat fairways of flood, and water can sit on these fairways for days, even weeks. It results in these areas becoming dead, and there's nothing we can do about it. We've had them returfed many times through the years, so the reconstruction takes into consideration this issue. We also want to move away from Kikuyu going forwards. We want to put a couch surface in. Right. Couch obviously doesn't need as much nutrient input, and also quantity of water is going to help us with our practices going forwards. This construction is going to allow for that. We also have power bent greens, and over the past few years, Wollongong have been implementing the Ross Watson design, which is Bentgrass greens and couch fairways. So this is going to give us the option to do the next phase of that as we continue to turn the golf course across to a Ross Watson design.
Okay, Jake, so this is one of the greens that you're going to reconstruct. Could you tell us the story behind what's going on here?
Yeah, so like we were discussing previously, that we're doing the fairways. We're also going to pick off some greens. We'll pick off the first green as it's part of the first fairway, so that hole will then be complete as per the Ross Watson master plan. We're also picking off some tees and greens that are in the vicinity of the works that will be going on. So 17th's a par 3 here at Wollongong. It's quite a famous golf hole. It's heavily shrouded by bunkers. A lot of the bunkers have become quite crumbly through the years. So that'll also give us the opportunity to reconstruct those bunkers. As far as the green surface goes, we are on old greens, 80-year plus greens, so they're quite thatchy. They're just the old style power, old style bent and power greens. So this is going to give us the opportunity to resurface them and get to that pure standard bent that we're chasing here, to provide the membership with better quality surfaces going forwards.
So this looks pretty challenging, Jake. What's going on here?
Oh, this is a direct result of the big northerly winds that came in a couple of weeks ago. It has brought the sand straight from the ocean. Obviously we're right by the ocean here. It's just brought the sand up and dumped it on our golf course. So we actually picked up sand along our second fairway. We picked it up our pathway towards the 17th. All those holes that kind of neighbour the ocean. It's like a really heavy top dressing. So once we came in the following morning and we We went and had a look, and like I say, the second fairway, we had some sand on the 8th fairway, the area where we stood now on the right hand side of 17th, so it's just a matter of us physically removing it. Some of it was up to a couple of inches thick, so we would scrape that up and take it away, and then we would use a drag mat as if you were top dressing your greens, and we'd rub that sand into the surface. We do experience a bit of salt burn from time to time when we get big oceans, and management to this point has always been using irrigation to flush the profile through, just to try and avoid and minimise that tip burn on the greens and tees and fairways that kind of neighbour the ocean. We've actually got rid of most of this sand, and there was piles and piles of it. A lot of the bidu bush along here, you see the sand just kind of came up through them. That wasn't there. It's just kind of flattened it. It was just a really rough night. So this is our effluent water supply, Brett. This waters the majority of the golf course, and will water the construction site that we're looking at as we modernise the system. We're very fortunate here that we actually have Wollongong sewage treatment plant next door, and they supply our water. They supply us. They also supply the rugby ground next door, the Vikings, and they also supply the coal loader for dust settlement. We have the ability to hold about 4 million litres of water. And as you can see, it's filling right now, so as we use water in the evening, it'll automatically fill back up. Some of the issues we face with the water would be we get high pH as a result, we get high sodium, high bicarbonates, so managing those aspects, using amendments, spraying products, synthetic acid to reduce some of these problematic issues through using the recycled water is part of our day-to-day maintenance.
The program at Wollongong Golf Club is designed to manage the bent poa greens through the stressful summer period. At the golf course here, we can have high humidity, high temperatures and significant rainfall. So the program is based on the Bayer Stress Guard formulation technology, and that involves the use of signature throughout the summer period. Early in the season, we'll combine the signature with dedicate, and the dedicate will give us broad spectrum disease control, one of those diseases being dollar spot, which is a problem at this golf course. Then as we get into the heat of summer, we'll replace the dedicate with other fungicides. Dedicate's a DMI containing fungicide, and DMIs can have a negative effect on turf quality on the cool season grasses in hot weather. So we'll replace the dedicate with interface and some of the contact fungicides, and then after we get through the peak of summer, we'll bring dedicate back into the program.
Jake, obviously we've got some poa in this fairway here. What's your plan of attack?
Yeah, so inherited a fair bit of poa in this fairway. I think for us going forwards, we need to get on a pre-emergent program as well as a post. To this point, we've made our first application a tribute. Made that just a couple of days ago, so it's probably a bit early to see any results as yet. But so initially it'll be to knock over the poa and then get on a pre-emergent program to stop this poa emerging. If we need to make a follow-up preventing the application, then we will do so. Like I say, it's a bit early just to determine the result right now.